Welcome to week 146, everybody. It's been, excuse me, it's been a busy week for me, a really busy week. Things feel like the energy feels like it's really speeding up, like really pushing me towards not new directions, but like taking the next step. And this morning when I went into the meditation, the visions that were given to me was somebody with a mask, or it was a mask, but there, you couldn't see a face. It was just a mask. And behind the mask was a temple. And the temple was the columns of a temple, which looked like a Greek or a Roman temple. And so you could more or less see beyond the mask to the temple. Behind the mask was the temple. This is how I read my messages. And how is the vision placed in front of me? What does that mean to me? How do I feel with that? And I just get a run with it. It just seems to run. And the mask was, only half the face, a little bit like Phantom of the Opera. So it looked like, I think I wrote removing the mask. And actually, I want to point that out as well, that I was just saying to my group that when I posted the blog, I called it Removing Our Masks. But then when I went to put it on Facebook, I realized that it would probably get picked up by the blocker checker people and taken off. So I went back and changed it to Revealing Our Truth. But when I saw the mask, I felt that it was about removing our masks, or more accurately would be dissolving the mask, because it appeared to be dissolving, dissolving away from the face. And the mask, is what is the facade or the face that we show to the world, that we're not usually showing our true self. And we're in a time now where we are being asked, or being pushed, if you like, to face our fears and remove our masks. And it's really interesting that the world is wearing literally a mask right now. And when the time is right, and those masks are removed and we no longer have to wear them, the world is going to be at a really different place, where so many people, millions, billions, will have faced a lot of their fears, and really faced the deepest of their fears in many senses. They will have faced their mortality. So having faced our mortality, we are given the option, we're given the choice to ascend or to stay on the wheel of rebirth, which means that we will make a choice to exit this earth plane and come back, or go to another existence, but probably come back here to be a part of these changes again in another body. Same soul, obviously. So removing the mask is symbolic of us stepping further into our truth. And as I went into the visions, I recognized that this temple that I was seeing, it was not Egyptian temple. There's a difference between the Egyptian temples, the ancient Egyptian temples, and the ancient Greek and Roman temples. And this one had, like, the carved in, etched in curves or ridges, whatever, straight lines up and down. And so I knew it was Greek or Roman. And I did recognize it, but it didn't hit me straight away until I pulled up a photo, because I wanted to look to see what does the meaning of those lines. I couldn't find it, by the way, but it's symbolic of it was a Greek temple. But when I pulled it up, of course, I was staring at the Parthenon, and then I knew the Parthenon which is in Athens, and it is a temple built for Pallas Athena, is a replica, or built on the same floor plan, if you like, of the etheric temple of truth, which is in Crete, or in the etheric realms of Crete, above the physical, where there was originally a physical temple there, but was destroyed as what happens. And then it was rebuilt in Athens and dedicated to Pallas Athena, who is one of the goddesses or ascended masters of the etheric temple of truth, who was there along with her divine counterpart, Lord Hilarion, who is also a temple of truth, a teacher or master of truth. And what I found fascinating, or I find fascinating, is that the temple of the Parthenon was built and designed and architected by Phidias, who was an incarnation of Lord Serapis. Lord Serapis is the ascended master over the Ascension temple of Luxor, in Luxor, and he was an incarnation of Amenhotep III here in Luxor, who built the Temple of Luxor. So we can see the connection between the Temple of Truth and the journey of this path of ascension that we are on, the fourth ray and the fifth ray. The fourth ray is the path of harmony through conflict, which is what we are going through now collectively in the world. We are working through our own inner conflict. We are seeing the conflict out there externally in the world. We're being reminded constantly of where is our focus? Is our focus on the external conflict and chaos that is going on out there, or are we actually taking the time to go within and face our own inner chaos and the conflict that lies within us, so that we can heal that? That is our purpose, that is our mission, to heal that, so that we heal also for humanity. And then, of course, we can step into our truth. So we know also we are facing our own truths right now. What is true within us? What do we believe? What resonates within us? And again, we have a lot of untruths happening out in the world, in the external world that we are faced with. And we can see, so again, where is your attention? Is it on what's happening out there? What is true, what is false, what is so on and so forth? Or are you actually taking time to look at the truths and what is true and false within in your own inner temple? And this reminds me of, there's a lot of people getting angry right now. And it's not just, some people are getting really angry and they are expressing that out to the world. And this anger is actually not really at the world, I guess, or it could be, but some of it can be the soul is not happy because you're placing all of your awareness onto the external world and what's happening out there. So your soul is saying, come on, come on, come on, look within, look within, look within, look within your own inner temple. But people are still fixated on the problems of what's happening out there, instead of stopping and going, if all I can see is chaos in the world out there, then there must be still a lot of chaos within me. So take the time to stop and look at your own inner chaos and deal with it. It can be a scary thing. There's some scary things going on out there in the external world. And that only reminds us that there's some scary things going on within us. And those scary things are facing our own fears, so that we can step into the world of love, the bridge of love, and enter into our own truth, walk and talk that truth into the new world. So I recognize that this vision that I was seeing was in fact representing the temple of truth. So as we remove or dissolve our masks, our ego-centered self, or our ego, the personality, the facade that we show to the world, that part of us that needs to be stripped away, we reveal our inner temple. And the temple was the pillars, and there was no roof. It's like a sun court. So it's an open area, which reminds me of the Ascension, the Luxor temple in the solar court. And the sun comes in through here. And of course, this is connected with the solar plexus. And to ascend, we really have to heal the solar plexus, because is where all our fears are. When we heal all our fears and anxieties in the solar plexus, we step into our purpose and our mission, because it's healed. Then we have no fear and we can step into who we truly are. And if we're willing to step into who we truly are, then we are willing to step on the bridge between worlds. And the pillars also represent, the bridge between the heaven and the earth, between the earth and the heaven. And they push us to look upwards. When you're looking in these amazing temples and you're near the pillars, and we're so little, and these pillars we are drawn upwards. So it is reminding us to draw ourselves upwards to the heavens, draw ourselves up to our higher selves, draw ourselves up to our spiritual and true nature. So the pillars were there drawing us up, asking us to look at our true selves. We may not be completely ready yet, but it's happening, it's starting, and it's starting now. That masks are being dissolved. Our ego, in other words, is being dissolved. We're releasing our ego, and we are preparing the way to become our true temple, to become the truth, to be able to shine that truth out into the world. So a really powerful message today. And I just feel so humbled to be able to bring that message through today. And I feel a little bit, I don't know, just like a bit spacey. But I guess in a sense, I feel a little bit in between worlds. Yesterday, I had a super productive day where I got a lot of my client work done, and I also got a lot of other work done out and about, where I needed to connect with different people and do different things in order to bring forth the next stage of my work, which I don't really know what it is. And I really just step blindly, step by step, and let things unfold. And if something doesn't, if I head in a particular direction and I hit a obstacle, then I recognize that, okay, maybe that, I feel that that's the direction I'm supposed to be going, or what I'm supposed to be doing, but there's an obstacle there. So I'm just going to step back from that and allow something else to unfold, because maybe it's not the right time for that, or maybe it's not right at all, and something else will present itself. So it's about being able to step back and go, okay, that didn't work. So breathe, surrender, trust, and allow the true purpose and the next step to be shown to you. And don't get caught up in that didn't work, I want to push to make that, because what you push, sometimes you're not really necessarily meant to do that. So but the energy was fast, and I have been quite tired of the last few days, which is always a sign to me that new energies and new frequencies are coming through for me to be able to bring forward for you guys, and the light codes coming through with that. And now that's the other thing that I want to point out, that when we do face these, do face our fears and heal our fears and anxieties in our solar plexus, and step forward onto that bridge in the heart, and open the heart, fully open the heart. We can't ascend without a fully open heart. Step on that bridge and step above and up into the throat chakra and into our truth, and allow our truth to shine forward, or to be expressed. Often that expression, in my experience in any case, that expression comes forth as an expression of light, which comes forth in sound and in light languages. And this may bring forward the light languages of your previous existences, aspects of you that have been incarnate, or may even still be incarnate on different planets and star systems, different realities, whatever, and into your soul language. And this happened to me very quickly after my awakening. I opened to light language, and I was actually speaking 13 at least minimum. There was 13 that I was aware of, 13 different light languages. And these light languages were all connected to the 13 different star systems. And I was able to tell people which lineage they came from purely by the language that was coming forward when I worked with them. So I became familiar with where the languages were coming from, so I knew. However, as time went along, I don't speak 13 different star languages anymore. I've since recognized that I settled into mostly the Syrian language, the star system Sirius, and I bring forward the keys and codes and the dolphin language. So the two, Sirius A, Sirius B, and sometimes I hear other languages coming through, but most of the time it is the Syrian language. And this particular language, because this is a language that is known by all souls. So it was when I went back to my original soul language, which is from Sirius, because this is the language that came through, the first language that came through to Earth. And it is spoken by the angels and the ascended masters. And it's the seed language of all other languages. And I settled more or less on that, not by choice, it just was. And I didn't understand why until a long time after, where it just made sense that that was my journey when I was speaking all of those other languages. That was my journey of reconnecting with all other aspects of myself that have been incarnate in other places, other times, other realities, and me embodying those parts, that's part of me again, for the purpose of becoming whole and for doing the work that I am doing now. And so this is the journey that begins for us. So, don't push yourself, because it's not a journey that has to happen overnight, and it doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, and we must nurture every aspect of ourselves as we awaken to a new part of ourselves. As we dissolve our mask, it doesn't dissolve in one complete piece. It comes off little by little by little, and like the vision that I had, more or less as if it's dissolving away. Now I'm just having a little bit of a remember of the mask. If I put that mask on that I saw, I would be looking at, now it was the right side. When I'm looking in here, it looks sort of funny, but when I look at it in my mind, I can see that the face part, the paper part that was still there was here, and this part was missing. But if I turned it around and put it on, it would be this part that was still there and this part that was missing. So it would be the spiritual side, the left part of me had dissolved, and the right part, the physical material part of our mind, was still dissolving. So, it dissolves slowly. So it wasn't a perfect half of a face. It was just dissolving, but there was nothing there. And it also did look a little bit like, yes, it was literally dissolving. So our ego is dissolving, and what is appearing behind the mask is the temple of truth, our temple of truth, the essence of who we truly are, and the pillars of us that keep us anchored heaven on earth, because that's our job, to anchor our spirit on earth and bring heaven on earth. So a very powerful message. And I have done the cards today, and I've also, look, it's week 146, which becomes an 11. And the color of number 11 is green, by the way. And green is the master healer. With crystals, you know that the clear quartz crystal is the master crystal, the white light. But in color therapy, green is the master healer. So when in doubt, use green. And green is the color of the 11. Okay, so 11. And when we look at 11, we have the two ones facing each other. So the mirror, this week, the mirror may be very clear, and we may be seeing ourselves in everybody and everything, experience, etc., that comes up. So bring green into your life this week, because green is a color of balance, and it's a color of regrowth, new growth, regrowth and new growth. And that's how I was feeling yesterday. Really pushed. I don't know where the energy came from, or the time even came from. Yesterday was like there was just time to do everything, and yet I didn't push myself to do anything fast, but I got a lot done, and it seemed as if there was just no time, and everything just happened and fell into place. And so that's what's happening for us now, that we are coming into this place where anything is possible. It's almost a miraculous time space that we can be in, but be aware of what it is that is going to face us. What mirror are we going? We will be faced with the mirror. We need to recognize what we see in that mirror, because the mirror is part of what helps us to dissolve our mask. So recognize the mirror, be grateful for it, and allow the mirror to help you to dissolve your mask. And the first card that came up today was card number 45. And it actually says speak up. But when you look at the card and the picture on the card, she's a flame. This is her soul. She's the flame. She's a light. And she is speaking her truth. And what does she speak? She's actually speaking love, because there's a rose that is coming out there. She is not afraid to speak her truth, because when she speaks her truth, she speaks only from a place of love. The card number 45, I call, 45 becomes a 9. I call the 45 vibration the vibration of the compassionate Buddha. And the compassionate Buddha speaks love and speaks wisdom. So that it is a combination of love and truth, which is true wisdom being spoken. So this is the energy of the compassionate Buddha. Speak up, speak your truth. If you have to speak your wounds, that's okay, but be careful how you speak of your wounds. But open up and allow yourself to step into your truth. So that's the message from the base chakra. The first rung of the ladder this week is telling us that our direction this week, what is propelling us forward, is coming into our truth and being able to speak our truth with love and compassion. And the second card today in the sacral chakra, what we are creating and how we're working with other people in the partnerships, is the Knight of Earth. He's loyal, dedicated, honorable, and kind. You need to be loyal, dedicated, honorable, and kind to yourself. And it's time to buckle down and get things done. And that sounds like hard slog, but in fact, it doesn't always have to be hard slog. When you're totally in your space of truth, everything opens, the doors open, and there is no time, and things just happen. They happen easily. And that's how you know that you're on the right track, that everything is just being opened up for you and happening. Get things done, honor your commitments. So this is about honoring your truth, honor yourself. A guardian angel. So, it's more or less like you are being helped by the guardian angels. They're just there showing you the way. And I'll tell you something funny that happened to me yesterday. I thought I had a bit of a guardian angel, and then I wasn't quite sure if it was something else, the opposite of a guardian angel. But I was riding my bike home from having gone to a printer's, and somebody stopped me in the street, and this particular person is always stopping me in the street, a man, and trying to, win me over type thing. And anyway, I saw somebody else come on a motorbike, come forward, and they were looking at me as if to I thought they were trying to help me to get away from this person. And I just nodded and said, I have to go. And I rode off on my bike. And then I noticed that this man on his motorbike was behind me. And I thought, okay, well, I guess he'll go past me in a minute, because I was going down a side track. And he didn't. He stayed behind me. And I kept thinking, why doesn't he just go past? Why is he riding so slow? I'm on a push bike. And then as I went around the corner, he went past me. And I thought, okay, that's good. And he went ahead. And then he slowed down and let me catch up. And I was like, what is he doing? Is he following me home? And I started to think in, what's going on here? And then I kept riding my bike, and he'd be behind me and then in front of me. And I thought, I'll just be careful and see what's going on. And then I'm going down another street towards the Nile, and he went past me. So I went, oh, good, finally he's gone. And he turned the corner. Then he came back, and I could see that he was literally waiting for me because he was watching. I thought, what is he doing? And then I realized who he was. I had been to I wanted to have some covers made for my sunroof, for my roof terrace. And I had been to the printers, and then I'd called in at this mattress making place behind and organised to have these things made. And he'd said, oh, you go home in 5 minutes, I'll follow you on my motorbike. But I didn't, I totally forgot about this because this other weird guy was like, you know, I'm in Egypt, strange things happen here. And then I felt so silly because I thought he was, first of all, I thought he was my guardian angel. Oh, he's saving me from this crazy guy. And then the next thing, I thought he was, oh my God, he's a stalker and he's following me home. I saw the two opposite scenarios. And in the end, it was like, oh, ridiculous. Be present, be fully present. You went somewhere to do a job, and this is part of the job that was happening. But anyway, I had to laugh at myself after, because I went from two different scenarios, from suspicion and who is this to, because I didn't know the guy. Anyway, that was my funny story. It was funny for me. It's probably not funny for you. But anyway, the card in the solar plexus chakra today, because we are talking the solar plexus and we are talking the throat. We're talking the two coming through here because we're stepping into our truth, but we can't step into our truth till we face our fears. So in a sense, I was facing my fears for a moment. I'm usually not afraid of anything, but for a moment I allowed an external experience to say that maybe I wasn't safe until I woke up, literally. And anyway, the third card is the garden. Now, the garden represents a special place, a meeting place, a meeting of heaven on earth. It's like the Garden of Eden, heaven on earth. This is a special place. When we heal our solar plexus and when we heal our fears and anxieties, we are stepping up and into the Garden of Eden and the heaven on earth. I was in the Garden of Eden for a moment, and then I was out, and then I was back in it again. So be aware, be conscious. And the card in the heart chakra today is card number 9. And this is true wisdom. This is wisdom. Complete the old cycles. You've gone past your fears and anxieties, and shut the door on that. That's the end, number 9, the end. And you're the seeker. You're the seeker, seeking higher knowledge. And here we have the card that says seek. And in the heart here, he's in meditation. And here's the tree. The pillar's also a very similar message as the tree, bridging the earth and the heavens. The trunk is helping draw, the roots are down, keeping us earth, and the trunk is drawing us up. The branches are going out as we're growing, and as we start to flourish with all the leaves and fruit, as we gain our gifts. And here in this card, we have two beautiful blue birds there, blue being the color of truth. So two of them, this is the masculine and the feminine. And this person who's meditating here, he's totally in space with his arms open. So he's really open, his heart is open, his solar plexus is open, he's open wide, he's completely open and not afraid to live in the world of truth. He's sitting in the Garden of Eden, heaven on earth. Really beautiful card today in the heart space. We come into the heart, we are open to love. There is only love. And the throat chakra today, card number 4 of swords. So this is saying meditate, be still. Here's the swords of truth. The swords are below you, the swords are above you. This is about truth. And look at his hands, they're pointing up and they're in alignment with the heart chakra, opening the heart, and between the heart and the solar plexus a little bit there, actually, striving upwards, always focused upwards. And the stained glass mirror to the side there is a holy picture, a depiction of holiness and remembering to be in the space of holiness, to be in the space and remembering to be in your true spirit. So this is the truth. This is what we should be remembering, that we know that we are surrounded by the truth, but when we go within, we're going within our inner truth and not placing our focus on the external truths or the external falsities or untruths or whatever you want to call them. And in the brow chakra, so where are we going? What is it we are seeing? What is coming up? What are we willing to see? And the card is number 16, and it is Wajid. It is life force energy, purification, and divine awakener. So this is the Kundalini energy rising. And this is all the protection you need when you are truly awake, the divine awakener. When you are truly awake, it is all the protection you need. You see the truth. You see through the mask. So you might as well allow your mask to dissolve away, because everybody, as we step into the world of truth, into the fifth dimension, there are no secrets anymore. Everything is unveiled. You can't hide anything because people have a knowing, and that inner knowing exposes the truth. And the seventh card today in the crown chakra, trust. Crown is trust. And the card is spiritual law of attraction, and it is Ascended Master Melchizedek. So trust in the law, trust in the universe. Trust in the universe. And this is the law of attraction, what we think and what we are attracting to us. So be very careful of your thoughts. And keep them positive. But you know, you have to be in this to really benefit from the law of attraction and the great abundance and wisdom of the universe. You have to be in a space of pure truth, joy, love, and truth. You can't do it from trying to, you're in a bad mood or you're full of anxieties and fears and whatever, but you're trying to convince yourself with your mind. You can't actually do that, because you will still attract your fears and anxieties. So the only way to do it is to heal your fears and your anxieties, heal and go deeper into yourself and heal yourself. Raise your frequency, raise your consciousness, and then you will be sitting in a space of joy, which is the quality of the soul, love, which is a quality of the soul, and your truth, which is the quality of your soul. So be in the pure essence of your soul and align with that, and then you can work with the law of attraction, because whatever you think, you will create. So that's really important for us to remember, actually, that we must be in there. And how do you get to clear your anxieties, your fears, how do you come into those spaces? Well, I'm going to give you a tip here. It's a plug for my course, my Luxor Light Ascension course. And this will help you to heal all of your lower level stuff that is still buried down there and help it to come out. Now, people love doing this program and the energy that comes through, because it shares an energy. It's not just meditation. It's not just the teachings. It is an energy. It is a frequency. It is a flame. It is a flame of ascension. It is a flame that takes us back to the space of pure divine love within ourselves. And then we become that law of attraction. We start to attract that to us again. So it's very good for those people that know that they are a twin flame and are trying to heal the rifts between the twin energies and the flames that are igniting each other through the mirror. Helps to heal that. But it's for everybody, because we all have a masculine and feminine. We also all may or may not have a counterpart. Doesn't have to be a twin flame, but the opposite counterpart. So you know, this helps to heal develop the masculine feminine chakra system, balance the masculine feminine chakra system, and come into union within yourself. And this is the most important thing, so that you can work with the law of the universal law of attraction. and bring only that is good and high and of the highest frequencies and highest purpose and the highest truth to you. And so you can find out more about that on my website, howtoreturnTolove.com, and look for the Ascension programs. Or you can just reach out to me and we can have a chat and I can help you to find out how to get there. Working with this program is about building your personal pyramidal self and awakening and strengthening and maintaining, if you like, or doing the maintenance on your inner temple. And so we start from the very bottom rung so that it is really strong. You're building a pyramid. The pyramids didn't stand this long because they were built by shoddy builders. So we can't be shoddy builders. We're working the Ascension. We're working with Ascended Master Serapis and many, many other masters. But we are building our pyramidal self so that we can get to the capstone, be totally enlightened and access our true wisdom. We become powerhouses. We become like the pyramid. We become a generator that sends out a powerful energy that attracts other people like us to us, either for our purpose, or our purpose may be to help them to also cleanse, clear and heal and step into the build their pyramidal truth and step into the world of truth, which is the fifth dimension. So if you want to know more about that, you can connect with me, and I will see you next week here. Looking forward to it. And the light codes that will be available today for helping us to dissolve our masks will be available through my website or with a direct link to my Etsy shop, which is www.etsy.com/shop/soul awakenings. So till next week, toodle pips. Bye.